Yo people, we are back with another hardware review and we are back with Eleaf. This time we're looking at the iStick rim. We'll leave the name right there. It's got a 3000 mAh built-in battery. It comes with the MELO 5 tank. So I'll tell you what we'll do like we normally do. We'll have a little look around the packaging. We'll show you the tank. We'll show you the mod and everything it does. And then we'll do the pros and cons and the bits that we've missed. Right, straight away onto the packaging. As you can see, it does say the iStick rim. It tells you it's 2mm, obviously because we're TPD compliant. You've then got a picture of your mod, and then underneath you've got the Eleaf logo. If you have a little look on the side, you've got all their social media sites. If you have a little look on the other side, you've got your scratch and sniff and the Eleaf logo again. If we have a little look on the back, it tells you it's the iStick rim, and then you've got a list of all the contents in the packaging. You've then got don't vape in a bin and all your kite marks and the Eleaf logo again. So if you just look above my shoulder, just like normal, everything you do get in the box is just there. Shitting. Right then, the iStick rim. Let's do like we normally do, top to bottom. We'll have a little look at the MELO 5 first. It does look a little bit like the MELO Pop, which I just did the iStick mix. That's the tank that comes with that, the MELO Pop. If you haven't seen the iStick mix review yet, do check it out in the playlist. Let's go top to bottom. You've got a 510 drip tip, which is interchangeable on there. It's got the same filling mechanism as the MELO Pop. You have a little look round for the little arrow, and what you do with this one is you lift it up and push it across, and then you see that you've got your kidney well. Now this has got like an anti-leak cover on it, and it's got a little slit in it, so you put your nib of your bottle in there, and that's how it fills it up. So you've got like an anti-leak if it did leak. Then if you go a little bit further down, it does come with a 2mm tank. If you're TPD compliant, it will be coming with a 2mm tank. That is actually in the box. Mine has actually come with the 4mm extender glass, and it's got like a rubber coating on it. So if it does fall over, it's like a tank protector on it. Right, let's get on to the coils. Now, the coils, there's two different coils on this, and they are quite different, each of them. The first one is a 0.6 ohm coil, and that's best between 15 and 30 watt. Now, this has got like net meshing in it. Now, this one is more built for a mouth to lung or a restricted direct to lung. I will show you on the airflow, you can actually dial it in. I'll show you that in a second. And then the other coil that you get with it is a 0.15 ohm coil, and that is best between 30 and 75 watts. And that's like a multi-hole. I love saying that word, multi-hole mesh coil. And that's for bigger wattage. I've been roughly rocking that one around about 60 watts, and it's been absolutely fine. So that's your coils. Now, it has got an anti-leak mechanism in it. That's what I'm going to call it. Now, what you basically do is if you take the tank, obviously take your coil out of the tank, you'll see that it actually shuts off the flow to the coil. Now, this is so you can actually take the coil out and change it while your tank is still full. So as you screw it in, as you can see, the actual little shutter starts to open up, and then that lets the e-liquid into your coil. So it's basically there to let you change your coil when your tank is full. Great idea. Let's get down to the airflow. I did say it was a little bit interesting. As you can see, it's mirrored on both sides, and when it's wide open, obviously you've got your direct to lung. And as you can see, there is two little holes, and that means you can dial it in. And as you're dialing it in, that's where that 15 to 30 watt coil comes in. You can obviously dial in the airflow. You can have a restricted direct to lung or a mouth to lung on there, which is, I think, is an absolute corking idea. But if you've got the big coil in there, should I say, the 0.15 ohm coil in there, you can obviously have it wide open. So yeah, great idea with the airflow. If you have a little look on the bottom, it does tell you that it is the MELO 5, forgetting what I'm saying now, the MELO 5 tank. It also says Eleaf, and you've got all your don't vape in a bin. The 510 is not protruding at all. So that's the tank itself. Let's get on to the mod. So let's have a little look at the mod itself. As you can see, it is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. It is enamel, or it's got an enamel feel to it. There is a lot of different colours on this as well, and I don't think that the other colours will be quite a fingerprint magnet like this one is. Obviously, mine's the black one, and it does show them fingerprints up. Right, let's go top to bottom like we normally do. You've got a spring-loaded 510 connection on there. The biggest ATI you're going to be able to fit is roughly a 26mm. If you have a little look at the bottom, you've got your battery venting. You've also got your charging port. Now, this is a Type-C charging port. You've also then got your kite mark and don't vape in a bin. Now, the actual USB cable that you get is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, it is a Type-C charging. It is fast charging. And now, it's got a little adapter. So if you pull that off, you've got your Type-C, and the other one, you've got your normal one. I think that's a great idea to have that in the box. Absolutely fantastic. It is fast charging. You can charge it up within 40 minutes, it says. And I've done it. It does actually charge up within 40 minutes. It's also 3.0 USB fast charging. And it's a 3000 mAh built-in battery. Not a lot of, some people don't like the built-in batteries. And if you don't, this one's not for you. So, if we have a little look on the side, you've got like a rubber coating. I think that's more for your grip. It does feel quite nice. If we turn it over, you have got your fire button. You have then got your screen. You've then got your plus and your minus, or your up and down buttons. Right then, it is 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. As you can see on the screen, you've got your wattage. There is no actual temperature control mode on this, so you'll just have your wattage. You have then got your ohms. Then underneath it, you've got your supra. I'm going to call it supra. You can either have it, at the minute we've got it in the puff counter, or you can have your time, or you can have it in the amps. I'll show you how you change that. And then you have got your battery meter. So that's your screen. So to lock the device, what you do is your up and down buttons, you hold them both in. It will then lock it. You then hold it in again, and it will unlock it. To get into your menu, the up button and the fire button, hold it together. There we go, it goes into your menu. Now the first menu that you go into is the supra, what I was calling. I'm going to call it supra. You've got your puff, time and voltage. You can select whichever one and it will just go underneath the ohms where I showed you. You've then got your stealth mode. You've then got your preheat. You've then got your timeout, so how long the actual switches off the screen. You've then got your version, you've then got your battery, and then you are out. You just press it and then you're out of the menu. Very, very simple menu to use, and I do like menus like that. Well, let's do the pros and cons and the bits that we've missed. So, the pros and cons of the bits we've missed. I don't think I've actually missed anything out, which is pretty good. But I do want to tell you about the dry hit protection. Yes, this baby has got it. And basically what that means is if you're sort of like running low on your juice, it sort of detects the temperature is different. And then it comes up on the screen, dry hit protection. I think that's an absolute corking idea. It only works on the 0.6 ohm coil, that is between 15 and 30 watt. I'm sort of calling that the mouth to lung or the restricted direct to lung when you're dialing it in with the airflow. I think that's a brilliant idea. I haven't actually heard about that on any other tank or mod, but if you have done, stick a comment down below so I actually do know. But I've never heard of it before, so I think it's a brilliant idea. Right, let's do the pros and cons. Let's start off with the tank. It's a little bit like the ELO Pop. I didn't have any problem with that, and I haven't really got any problem with this. It's a top fill, very, very simple. Just pull it up and push it across. 2mm or a 4mm. Some people are not going to like that little, I'm going to call it like a tank protector, this little rubber that's going around there. Some people aren't going to like it. It doesn't really bother me. I like the two coils that you get there. Obviously, you get the 0.6 ohm coil. That is obviously, like I said, 15 to 30 watt. And with you dialing that in with the airflow, with them little holes, you can get a mouth to lung or a restricted direct to lung. You then get the other coil, which is a 0.15 ohm. That is 30 watts to 75 watts. I've roughly had that about 60 watts. Don't try and push that coil any further. And obviously you can have the airflow wide open. What about the flavour? What about the clouds? That's at 60 watts. Really good flavour, corking clouds. It's like I said, it's just like the ELO Pop. Corking flavour and corking clouds. That's at 60 watts. So all in all, I do like the tank. Some people, like I said, might not like that rubber bit around it, but there's nothing else to dislike about it. So big thumbs up about the MELO 5. Right, the mod itself, let's talk about that. One of the cons I don't like about it is the USB charging port is actually at the bottom. They could have maybe put that around the side where the rubber bit is. Big thumbs up though that it is fast charging. It is a C-type, and I'm loving the fact that they've sort of like put the USB charger So you can either have the normal one or the C port, so you can keep that around with you. I think that's a brilliant idea. It does charge up within 40 minutes. It is an internal 3000 mAh battery. If you don't like internal batteries, this mod's not for you. But it's going to be for somebody who doesn't want to mess around charging batteries, or they want to just have it where they can quickly charge it. Obviously, with it being 40-minute charging. Really good. The C-type as well is a 3.0 USB, so fast charging. Really, really good. The menu system, let's talk about that. The menu system is so simple. It's probably a couple of years ago. Very easy to navigate. You're not going to have a problem. It doesn't have temperature control. It just has wattage. The actual screen itself is pretty small, and it can be a little bit dim when you're outside, but inside there's no problem. So working yourself around the mod itself is very, very simple. It is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but I do think that's actually the version that I've got. Obviously mine's black. I will show you all the different colours you can get, and I think some of them wouldn't be as bad as what it is because mine is just like a matte black. But all in all, I quite like this. It fits lovely in the hand. It's 80 watts. It fits lovely with the tank. I tell you another thing as well, what it would fit well with is if you had like a mouth to lung tank and you was running it at 15 watts or something like that, you're easily going to get maybe a day or maybe more than a day. If you're running this one at 60 watts, you're getting a good chunk of the day out there as a battery. So all in all, I quite like it as a kit. It's got a purpose. Big shout out to UK Vapor Brands for sending this out for review. All their details will be down in the description. Also down there will be e-leafs. Well, this has been another review by Little Bro. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. If you've liked the video, make sure you like, subscribe and share. The subscribe button is just in the corner. Give it a little press and give me that a new magic number. And there's one last thing to say, people. Keep them juices flowing.